Rob, you good? How you doing? Well, you can't be up here. What? All right. All right.
Yeah, I'm okay. Yeah.
Rob, come on. Give me this.
You guys gonna be cooperative?
You cooperate? Matt, you're on.
Oh, that's cool.
All right, bring her to the other side.
It's open over there.
Just bring her over there
Oh,
so he can come down.
So you're
Before he goes back up. What language you guys speak?
Russian.
All right.
I understand, but not so good.
Can you believe that? And they got away with that? Oh, unbelievable. Oh, let's go with a little bit of this.
Islamic caliphates perfected methods of conquest that went far beyond simple military victory. They understood that breaking the spirit of conquered peoples was more effective than just occupying their lands. The Ottoman Empire created one of history's most systematic child trafficking operations, disguised as a tax collection system. The devshirme, or blood
Every time I
tax,
come back,
required
it
Christian
pops up.
families in the Balkans to surrender their sons to the Sultan every few years. Ottoman officials would sweep through Christian villages, selecting boys between 8 and 18 years old based on physical strength and intelligence. Parents were forced to watch their children being taken away, knowing they would never see them again. Resistance meant death for the entire family. These boys were then transported to Istanbul, forcibly converted to Islam, and subjected to intensive military training designed to erase their previous identities. They were forbidden from speaking their native languages, contacting their families, or practicing their original religion. The most promising were trained as janissaries, the Sultan's elite infantry corps. The psychological manipulation was sophisticated and brutal. Boys were taught that their Christian families had abandoned them, while the Sultan had saved them from ignorance. They were given new names, new histories, and new loyalties. Many genuinely believed they owed everything to the Ottoman system that had enslaved them. The scale was staggering. Historical records suggest that between 1365 and 1826, when the system was finally abolished, an estimated 500,000 to 1 million Christian boys were taken from their families. Entire regions of the Balkans lived in constant terror of the next collection. The cruel irony was that these stolen children became the primary force used to conquer more Christian lands. Former Christians were used to destroy Christian communities, creating a self-perpetuating cycle of conquest and conversion. The devshirme wasn't just about creating soldiers. It was about breaking the spirit of Christian communities. By taking their strongest and brightest sons and turning them into enemies, the Ottomans ensured that resistance would be both practically and psychologically impossible. Families developed desperate strategies to protect their children. Some would deliberately injure their sons to make them unsuitable for selection. Others would hide them in remote areas during collection periods. But the Ottoman system was thorough, and few children escaped once they were identified.
Forced troops.
While the Atlantic slave trade lasted roughly 400 years, the Islamic slave trade operated for over 1,400 years, from the
And some still happen.
7th century until the early 20th century. Conservative estimates suggest that 11 to 17 million Africans were enslaved and transported to Islamic lands, but the true number was likely much higher. The Islamic slave trade differed from the Atlantic trade in one crucial and horrifying way: systematic castration. Between 80 and 90% of male slaves destined for Islamic markets were castrated, either before transport or upon arrival. The mortality rate from this procedure was approximately 90%, making it essentially a death sentence.
Let me know when you pop in. Sorry, I popped out yesterday. Twitch went down or something. It didn't work on Twitch all of a sudden, and I kept trying to reconnect, and it didn't work after a bit, you know. So I'm gonna play some clips until I get to the main ones here. Introductory ones. Let's see. Let's go with this one. Yep. Here's a little baby news.
Darling,
Well, I can't
someone
do
is
that 'cause it'll
unloading
do
a
that.
rocking chair onto the sidewalk.
Well, good morning. I just bought a corner lot. Cash, no inspection. The realtor said this block was unique. I thought she meant charming. She definitely did not mean charming.
John, you moved here?
Mr. President, I've been in the Senate for
Hey,
years.
Colin.
Living next to crazy people is my specialty. The way I see it, this block is just Congress with better weather and worse parking.
Who is this cowboy?
Son, I've stared down the
It does seem like on this Rumble thing, if you got one platform that loses connection, it crashes the whole thing.
entire Democratic caucus without blinking.
I didn't get fined or anything for anything, but they still did it.
You and your little statue don't scare me one bit.
I like him. He has good energy. Please call me Kim.
Hey, Jack, are you the new mailman?
Do I look like a mailman, Joe?
Kinda. You got the boots for it.
Senator, I already ran fiber optic to your, is that a trailer?
Son, I don't know what fiber optic is, and I don't want to know. If I can't plug it in or fry it, I don't need it. Mr. President, your block is like a gumbo made by a man having a nervous breakdown. All the wrong ingredients, but somehow I can't look away.
He's already sitting. He's not leaving, is he?
Nobody leaves. That's the rule of this block. You show up and you never leave.
Pretty funny. All right, this one's for England. UK is rolling out a new red carpet for all the invaders. They're putting them up in places and everything here, Colin. Watch this. And then they're protecting them, not letting people see what's going on. Here we go.
We're trying to see what's going on here. This is a processing centre, isn't it? This is a processing centre, isn't it? Why?
It's not allowed. It's not allowed.
Why is it not allowed? No one knows about this.
Yeah.
This isn't in the public domain, is it? This is being hidden. Have a look at the walls, fellas. See migrant help.
Yes.
Get that badge there.
What
are you doing?
Covering his badge, too, huh?
Aiding and abetting migrants, migrants, invaders.
They won't even let him film
Who
it.
do you work for? Is it Serco, this one? Is it Mearsbury? Is it Clear Springs?
Call the police, please.
999.
Why are you calling the police, bud? We're coming for some information, yeah?
Look at it. It's got five floors, too.
Have we? We got a pantry around here. What you got in the containers, bud? What's in there? Where's the AK-47s? It is. It's another unit, guys. We've got a delivery coming in. So yeah, welcome to Hempstead House in Hemel Hempstead, which nobody knew about. This is a processing centre for migrants. How long has it been a processing centre, bud? No comment. Hello, hello. Why?
We shouldn't be here.
We shouldn't be here. Oh, come on, bud.
I think they're asking you to leave.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying is, we come here for reportive purposes to find out who's managing the building. Is it Serco? Is it Clear Springs? Is it the local council? I believe it's a Home Office contractor, which are incentivising landlords by giving them £7,000.
Have you gone?
So yeah, the cops talking about doing us for trespass. I just want to have a little Top Gun ciggy out here. Would be nice. Free coffee. Look, no roll-ups. Fucking hell! Look at that one. look at that one. Look, this is how much money they got. Says a lot, that doesn't it? So yeah, we've come here today to find out who's managing the building. We want to know if it's Serco or Clear Springs. Beg your pardon?
Why is it you'd like to know that?
Because if there are, say, 150 migrants in here, I think the locals have a right to know about it, don't you? Yeah. Yeah.
You're entitled to film, but you need to be.
Yeah. But what I'm saying is, have you got any idea of this building or its purposes? Have you never been called here?
I don't think I have, no.
No.
Police have probably been here, but I haven't personally been.
Before it was, they said a charity, Life Opportunities Trust. There's nothing online about the place.
I think it's open for people who live here or stay
I
here.
think you think it's open for people that have broke into the country.
I think it's open for people who live here.
Yeah, who lives here? I just told you.
Whoever lives here, they also have to be able to get in and out.
Yeah. Well, we're allowed to see what they're up to, aren't we?
To me, I don't know. I've been called here because there's people here who aren't supposed to be here. That's all.
Okay,
I can't
but
tell you anymore.
do you understand what you've just said? Behind you is 75 apartments full of illegal immigrants. You're not going to engage? Why is that? Because you know how silly it sounds, don't you?
Can I see you film from outside?
Can I ask why you're...
And the cops are protecting it.
You're getting involved in a civil matter?
I'm just asking you a question.
You're assisting the Home Office here. I'm trying to investigate and you're trying to move me off the premises. I don't get what the big deal is of cameras being here. Unless you're happy with it being covered up as well. No ID, no entry. Get the right thumbnail here. Hempstead House, 1 to 3 bedrooms.
Colin, do you know where that is?
We found out it is a processing centre.
Colin, do you know where that is? I don't know.
Welcome in, everyone. I hope you guys are doing great.
I want to play a different one first. This is another UK one. I'll play the UK one.
You can come in, but you better have a damn good reason for being here. I'm a member of the Free Speech Union, and I'm an American citizen. Have Elon Musk on you so quick your feet won't touch.
Something that we believe you've written on Facebook has upset someone.
You're here because somebody got upset. Is it against the law? Am I being arrested?
You're not being arrested.
Then what are you doing here?
My plan was, if you were admitting that it was you who wrote the comment, you could just make an apology to the person.
I'm not apologizing to anybody. I can tell you that.
The alternative would be that I have to call you in for an interview. I'm here to talk to you about the allegation. They've reported it to the police.
So what?
Obviously, we get a lot of reports like that.
Are there no houses that have been burgled recently? No rapes, no murders?
Yeah, that's all going on as well.
Well, then why aren't you out there doing, investigating those?
Because I've got to investigate everything that gets reported.
Well, you're not investigating houses being burgled.
No, that's not my job today. I'd like to have a look at the comment that
I don't need to. I know exactly the things I've said. You know how many people in this neighborhood have been broken into?
I don't look after this neighborhood.
No, of course you don't, unless there's a tweet, then you do. So what? I haven't broken any laws. So you're going to be wasting your time when you can be instead doing things that are more important.
That's why I wanted to just come to you directly, have a chat.
No. You should not be doing this. I'm a cancer patient. You can see that because I'm bald.
I didn't know that before I came, but it doesn't change. You can't break laws. If you haven't broken a law, then nothing happens.
Well, you know whether I've broken a law. You can judge for yourself before you even show up at my door. The public knows what you guys are doing. We know what's going on in this country. Why don't you do that? Get on to them and tell them to apologize to me, a cancer patient, a woman living on her own, who has never broken a law in her life, by the way, ever. An older woman, you tell them, I'm an elderly woman, I'm a cancer patient.
I have to come back and arrange an interview then.
Well, you can arrange it, but I'm going to tell you the same damn things that I'm telling you now. Next time, I'm going to have a Free Speech Union lawyer with me.
That's the way you got to handle them, I tell you. That's how you got to handle them. Yes, me.
Welcome in, everyone. I hope you guys are doing great wherever you're watching from today. Got to be wearing my Trump fight shirt. Let me know what you think about the shirt in the comments below. Hit the notification, David_Hook. Open or reach out with whatever you got. Now, the funeral for Khomeini is underway.
So, now, did you see today? It looks like that someone stole the coffin. They stole the Khomeini's coffin with him in it today in Iraq. Some Iraqis that are very pro-Islam stole it.
So we killed him on the first day of the war, literally in the first opening minutes of the war. He was at his home, his big compound, along with multiple other Iranian leaders, including his son, Mossadegh, who is now...
Yeah, his son's likely dead.
Now the new supreme leader. The bombs hit the building, killed him. There was speculation at the time that Mossadegh had also been killed. Then days later, the Iranians announced that he was actually alive, had suffered injuries, and then he was selected as the new supreme leader. Well, his dad's funeral is currently ongoing, and he is nowhere to be seen. Now, as you see here in the tweet, combat air patrols, fighter jets, Iranian fighter jets are in the air over the funeral. Why? Because it is a gathering, as we will show you in this video, of Iran's most important people. All of its new leaders, all of its most critical decision makers are there, which would make it a prime target for the Israelis or the U.S. to hit. Of course, Iran responded by surrounding it with civilians. which means, of course, we will not be bombing. So the funeral is underway. Fighter jets are in the air. But guess who's not attending, as pointed out by Shin? Mojtaba Khomeini, the new supreme leader of the Islamic regime. All of these other countries are there. Tons of different countries have sent people to the funeral. Yet the supreme leader is nowhere to be found. Now, I want to make note of this. Since he became the supreme leader in March, there's not been one video of him. There's not been one voice recording. There has been zero documented proof of life that Mojtaba is still alive. Now, at the funeral for his father, his wife is dead, his kid is dead, a bunch of his family's dead. He is nowhere to be found, not even a picture of him. At some point, we have to start asking the question, and I think we're at that point now. What proof do we have that this guy is alive? We have zero evidence he's alive. Zero. Now, the Iranians are going to say, oh, he's off in some bunker somewhere hiding. And to be fair, maybe he is, but we don't have any proof of that. We have nothing. And furthermore, this allows the IRGC to have a face, a puppet, if you will, that allows the IRGC to make all the decisions, and no one can question it on the belief that this guy is still alive making decisions. Now, to further prove how insane this situation is and the mounting evidence that this guy is dead, right here you see Iran's entire regime leadership showed up to Khomeini's coffin except the new supreme leader, his son. I don't know about you, but if my dad's funeral was ongoing and it was
his son's dead,
a national event, I would be there. It just simply does not make sense. So we're going to play a little bit of this video. You can see Halabov is right there. Pezeshkian is right there. The mullahs, the head of the military, all the leaders of Iran are there. And the leader of Iran is not. So you can see them all walking in. Abbas Araghchi is there. Abbas Araghchi is right where my cursor is. I believe that's him right there. It's a little blurry. So I want you guys to let me know in the comments, do you think this guy is even alive? Because in my opinion, we actually have more evidence that he is dead by the fact they cannot offer proof of life than he is alive. So right here, we have Halabov, who is the head of the parliament, leading negotiations with the U.S. Right next to him, you have Araghchi, who is the foreign minister. I'm going to play this audio so you can watch it. He is crying. Like, oh, this video is insane. The end of it is hilarious.
Watch this guy here. He'll turn over and look at him like, you're being nuts.
Araghchi is going to look at Halabov and be like, what are you doing?
Yeah. Overplaying it. Watch him.
Dude, right there. This is so funny to me. You got Halabov bawling his eyes out, which it seems like a total and complete act. And then you got Araghchi side-eyeing him, being like, bro, what are you doing right now? It is just such a surreal situation. Now, we have some information here that, according to the New York Times, Mojtaba Khomeini asked to attend his father, Ali Khamenei's burial in Mashhad on Thursday, but was blocked by security officials who feared Israel could assassinate him or use his presence to locate his hideout. So the New York Times is reporting that he is alive, but could not go out of assassination fears. But I don't think they were going to assassinate him anyways, because quite frankly, they have thousands of civilians at the funeral on purpose, using them as human shields to make sure the Israelis and the Americans do not strike. So again, what evidence do we have that this guy is alive? We have zero evidence, no videos, no photos, no audio recordings, nothing. Now, the biggest event in Iran since the war started, the funeral of his dad and the former supreme leader, is underway, and he is nowhere to be found. Nowhere. Couldn't even release a recorded statement for the funeral. Next up, It says Iran Supreme Leader Mojtaba Khomeini suffered severe injuries in the strike that killed his father at the start of the war, including burns to his face and body and wounds requiring several surgeries on his leg, according to 3 people with knowledge of the matter. NBC News reported, adding he will not attend the funeral of his father. So NBC further reporting that he will not attend the funeral, which is now quite obvious. So I'm going to pull that off the screen. I'm asking you all right now, again, let me know in the comments below, what evidence suggests this guy is alive? Because there's way more evidence to suggest he's actually dead. And the IRGC is essentially installed this dead puppet in power to let them do whatever they want. The world might think he's alive. The decision makers in Iran know he's not. And they're using him as a figure to get away with whatever they're going to do. So let me know in the comments below, dead or alive. Comment dead or alive, your prediction. Have a great 4th of July, guys. I hope you like the fight shirt. Let me know what you think about it in the comments below. Have an awesome Independence Day. I'll see you all next time.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty good. And I totally think he's dead, too. I'm trying to find my mouse. Oh, here it is. There you go. All right, here's one of those ones that in England here, Colin, that they caught that was trying to have sex with little kids. And there's people going out catching them.
Yes, I'm a Muslim. I buy my rules. Doesn't matter what you are. Doesn't matter. My religion. No, never. Bollocks. Bollocks. No. Bollocks. This is our religion. Bollocks. My religion. My religion. Tell me.
Oh, he can do it because of his religion. He can rape little girls.
Are you in this country on a like you're not here permanently, are you? You're on a visa. Yeah. You're going fucking back and all. You ain't fucking on to our kids.
What do you mean?
Leave our kids alone, that's what I mean.
I'm taking this to my embassy. No, I'm taking
your embassy, you don't fucking
take your fucking phone. See? Wait, what you doing? Fucking there. I know this. I'm going to the police station. I'm calling the embassy.
Call the embassy. I'm calling the embassy to make sure you go.
You push me one more time. You go on. I'm not pushing. You're pushing. See? One more time. You're pushing. See? You're pushing.
You're pushing.
No. He's pushing. See? He's pushing.
Yeah.
I'm mad. Can I go? Can I go to the police
when the police arrive?
No. I want to go by my.
When the police arrive?
Can I go by my legs, please?
Are the police here yet?
Can you call the police, please? Can you call the police, please? Yeah. Can you open the door, please? Can I go down? I'm not pushing. See, I'm not pushing. You're blocking
Put your fucking hands on there. Watch.
Yeah, I'm gonna take the video. I'm gonna show it to the embassy. To be honest.
And I'll fucking take your phone.
Oh, I'm gonna take. Either way, I already have the video. I'm gonna if you touch my phone one
what
more
are you gonna
time,
do? What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? Absolutely fucking nothing.
No. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna go to the embassy.
Go to the embassy. You're going back to your own country, mate.
I know.
Good.
I know. Can I go now?
No, you can't.
Can I go
when the police arrive?
No. No, you're hurting me. I'm bleeding.
You grabbed him round the throat.
No, I didn't.
Enough witnesses here.
See, you hit me. You hit me.
Nobody touched you. It's been filmed the whole time.
No,
it's been filmed the whole time. It's been filmed the whole time.
Can you give me my personal space?
No, I can't. Yeah, you lost that right.
Can you please?
Get that fucking phone.
It was a fucking random thing happened. So I don't know what you're doing. You started hitting me.
Nobody's touched you. There's CCTV camera. The CCTV.
See?
You haven't taken the phone out of your hands.
See? Don't touch me, please.
What are you going to do?
What are you going to do? Nothing.
Exactly.
I'm not going to do nothing. Yeah, exactly.
What you want the door for? Mate, dude, you got zero chance to get through that door.
Dude, there's like 50 centimeters between 3 of you opening me in the corner.
Just for the camera, guys.
You're a strong, young, healthy guy, aren't you?
I'm a strong, young, healthy guy.
Yeah?
Can I go, please? Can I go, please? No.
You're lying. It's on camera.
I'm not lying.
Shut your mouth.
Quite feisty, I'm with you. I'm confident.
He needs to, it's aggressive, so he's putting in cuffs.
Listen. Hang on a second, mate. Are you guys the ones that called us?
Yeah.
Okay.
Right, the ladies will talk to you because I'm still filming, so yeah. It's all on camera. Let me just explain something first. It's all on camera. There's CCTV up there. He actually lunged for the security's throat. We've been here 3 times for him. He wanted to rape a 14-year-old up the anus because she should still remain a virgin. Let's see who the embassy's in trouble with now, then, eh?
Bye-bye.
But
they'll probably let him out. They'll probably let him out, sadly.
Trump is a racist. And finally, there's video proof of it. Take a look.
Now, they always point to Donald Trump's 1989 ad calling for the death penalty as if it were proof that he's a racist who wanted black and Hispanic blood. But that narrative falls apart when you look at Brooklyn. You see, what you might not know is that just 2 weeks and a day after the Central Park wilding spree, a black woman was raped in her building. Trump didn't take out an ad this time. He actually showed up. He went to her house and offered to pay her hospital bills personally.
I don't know what crime and fighting crime has to do with racism. I'm very much in favor of the death penalty. Many people are in favor of the death penalty. White, black, Asian, it makes no difference.
Trump had just visited a Brooklyn woman recovering from a horrible attack. She was raped by 3 men and then thrown into this 4-story shaft. Miraculously, she survived. 2 suspects are in custody. A 3rd is being sought. Trump has offered to pay the victim's medical bills, and he feels strongly about her attackers.
I do want to hate her assailants. They mugged, raped, and threw a woman off a roof. I want to hate her assailants. Yes, I do. If that's okay. I mean, perhaps you don't want to hate them. Perhaps you want to love her assailants. I want to hate her assailants. And I guess that's my privilege.
Tonight, the rape victim is in critical condition, but she is able to respond to questions.
You know, you ever wonder why you never see any of these old videos of Donald Trump? I mean, this is the guy who was in all of the sitcoms, all of the music videos. Everybody in the black community wanted to be Donald Trump. This man supported so many black organizations and individuals. And all of a sudden, when he decides to run for president, he's a racist. He's a racist because the Democrat Party told you he was a racist. You know, the same Democrat Party who was funding racism? Yeah, that one.
Yep. I don't know if I'm going to go with that yet. Well, let's go here.
According to local reports from Venezuela, apparently in the afternoon of Saturday, June 27th of 2026, U.S. Marines started arriving in La Guaira aboard MV-22 Bravo Ospreys with rucksacks and Husqvarna concrete saws and all kinds of stuff like that. In some reports, there was specifically noted that 2 MV-22s landed in support of humanitarian efforts in the Zona Cero, meaning ground zero for rescues from rubble. Now, one of the reasons why the MV-22 Bravo Osprey is so valuable for this specific mission is because it can take off and land vertically and also fly very quickly, because when they take off, they can turn their tilt rotors forward and they can fly very fast to rapidly insert personnel, supplies, and other teams directly into these affected areas from ships like the USS Fort Lauderdale LPD-28 offshore. Now, this is complementing other U.S. assets that are...
Now, Colin, he was arrested, but I guarantee he'll be back out within a few hours. Maybe he'll have to spend 2 hours in there.
In the region, like C-17 Globemaster flights that are delivering Miami-Dade search and rescue teams. There's a contingency response element for airfield assessments. Army CH-47 Chinooks staging from Curacao. I mean, there's tons and tons of U.S. assets out there right now to support the efforts. And there's a lot of other countries that are out there too, don't get me wrong. In fact, reports indicate that there's rescuers from approximately 27 different countries that have deployed or mobilized to Venezuela following the June 24th twin earthquakes that struck the country. Some of the countries that are participating is Argentina, Brazil, Chile, Colombia, Ecuador, El Salvador, Guatemala, Mexico, Panama, Peru, Dominican Republic.
Yeah, sorry I cut off yesterday. Somehow Twitch went down and it knocked me off of everything. It was Twitch that took me down. I wasn't banned or anything on any post or the live for anything I posted. It just is a malfunction.
Like Germany, Canada, Czechia, Spain.
So a little bit later, I'm going to be playing the rest of the videos I was going to play yesterday.
United States, France, Italy, Lithuania, Netherlands, United Kingdom, Switzerland, Jordan, Qatar, Syria, and Turkey. Many more countries, in addition to that, have also offered humanitarian aid, supplies, or flights. The interesting one on this, though, is the Syria team, because Syria sent a 15-member search and rescue team, which is the first ever international urban search and rescue deployment in the country's modern history. Apparently, the team is working alongside Qatar's International Search and Rescue Group, where Qatar is providing heavy equipment while the Syrians contribute their specialists and their expertise in urban search and rescue, because they've just gotten done with a civil war for 13 years. And so they've had to dig people out of collapsed buildings a lot during that period of time. So they have a lot of experience with urban search and rescue. I think it's very cool that Syria is out there participating out in the world, trying to help other people outside of their own nation, especially considering that their nation's still working on getting back back on their feet again. That tells me that they want to participate in world affairs and global affairs, and they want people to be like, hey, this is like a legitimate first world country. Now, in addition to the Marines that were inserted into La Guaira, the USS Fort Lauderdale LPD-28, which is a San Antonio class amphibious transport dock, was directed to waters near Venezuela and has been serving as a floating command and logistics hub with a flight deck for helicopters, tilt rotor aircraft, as well as well deck capabilities. They have an embarked U.S. Marine Corps UH-1 Yankee Super Huey helicopter unit on there that's able to provide rotary wing lift support, and the ship carries both Navy sailors for ship operations, maritime logistics, and support, as well as Marines. And so they've been loading up a ton of humanitarian assistance from the USS Fort Lauderdale and transporting them from ship to shore using landing crafts. And a lot of the pictures I've seen coming out are of like MREs and stuff, for example, because when you've got a situation like this, you need to make sure there's food and water, because it's not going to be accessible for a lot of these folks. And it's going to be hard to get supplies in and out. There's not going to be like a regular logistics routes that are typically used when things are functioning properly. I've also seen videos of U.S. Air Force C-17 Globemasters being loaded up by airmen and contractors and other folks transporting generators and all kinds of other stuff out there, because a lot of these places have lost power. There's a whole lot of different people working in conjunction together for a common goal, and it's cool to see the world kind of come together on something. One of the rescues I wanted to highlight was the fact that the U.S. State Department put out a post showing the Fairfax County Urban Search and Rescue Task Force, which is a heavy urban search and rescue team, rescuing a 9-month-old infant and its mother from rubble, deep within rubble of a collapsed building. Apparently, the rescue occurred more than 72 hours after the twin earthquakes hit on June 24th of 2026, well into the period when survival odds decrease significantly due to injuries, dehydration, and dust. But miraculously, both the baby and the mother were alive with only minor injuries, and they were brought to safety afterwards. The mother had been trapped.
See, there's a good story.
For days alongside her child. I can't even imagine. Can't even imagine how terrifying that would have been, being stuck under a collapsed building, but alive. And then there's so many other people that definitely were under collapsed buildings that didn't make it too. So it's nice to see stories like this. Now, the Fairfax County Urban Search and Rescue Task Force is one of the U.S.'s elite heavy urban search and rescue teams that was activated by the State Department and deployed to Venezuela on June 26, including firefighters, physicians, structural engineers, canine search specialists, and specialized equipment like concrete breaking tools, listening devices, and other things like that. And they worked alongside local Venezuelan firefighters to conduct this extraction of these two people. There's a ton of other rescue videos I've been seeing all over the place, especially including Salvadorans and Argentinians and Peruvians and tons of other people that have been out there crushing it. There's a lot of people out there trying to do some good. Restores my faith in humanity seeing things like that. Anyway, I want to kind of shift gears over to Iraq, because one of the craziest things I've seen happen in a very long time just took place in Iraq on June 28th.
Take your notes on this. This is how the Iranian regime stays in power, is by paying off other politicians. Watch this.
In the early morning on Sunday, there was a bunch of pre-dawn raids that took place involving the arrest of 47 suspects, including sitting and former lawmakers, senior government officials, and businessmen. It is one of the largest sweeps for anti-corruption since 2003, from what people are saying. It was ordered directly or supervised directly under Prime Minister Ali al-Zaidi, who took office around May of 2026, and it's part of his pledged crackdown on graft. And the operation's still ongoing. So like I said, 47 suspects on corruption-related charges, primarily misappropriating or misusing public funds, illicit enrichment, and irregularities in government contracts, especially in the oil sector. There were very large sums.
Watch, this one lady that's a politician there, who's Muslim, has gold underwear that she bought with their money.
Of cash that were seized from homes and offices, and travel bans were imposed on some people. It primarily took place in Baghdad, with a heavy focus on the heavily fortified Green Zone, which is home to parliament, government offices, embassies, including the U.S. Embassy, and some residences of senior officials in the government there. They sealed off all the entrances with armored vehicles.
Where the hell can you buy golden underwear?
And tanks as a precaution. It ended up expanding to other Baghdad districts, including Sadr City, Mansour, Al-Shab, Zayuna, Yarmouk, and Al-Qadisiyah residential complex, as well as Babel, Masyan, and Erbil, plus sites like the Midland Oil Company. The elite counterterrorism services, which are basically like special operations, Iraqi special operations, as well as the Army Special Division elements, deployed armored vehicles out there, and then agents from Iraq's Federal Integrity Commission, known as the Commission Commission of Integrity of Nazaha, which executes judicial warrants, went out as well, personally. Apparently, the raids were conducted largely peacefully with no reported major incidents, resistance, gunfire, or any security breaches, and some suspects reportedly fled, which prompted some broader searches of the Green Zone lockdown, and I don't know if those people were caught or not. But this sweep is supposed to be building on the arrest of Adnan al-Jumaili, who is the Deputy Oil Minister for Refining Affairs, and it was also linked to roles like Director General of North Refineries Company, who was detained back in May of 2026 in the Salah al-Din province. Now, in the Jumaili probe alone, authorities previously seized significant assets, including $10 to $12 million in cash, dozens of properties, real estate, gold, weapons, vehicles, and some later reports cited exceeding totals of $73 to $107 million, including buried cash. One specifically named...
You see that? Bits of cash. Jeez Louise.
Individual in this latest sweep was Ali Marij, who is the Deputy Oil Minister for Distribution Affairs, also referred to as Ali Maraj al-Bahadli, who faces U.S. sanctions for alleged involvement in diverting Iraqi oil to benefit Iran and Iran-backed groups using like falsified
Iran, that's connected.
Documents and things like that. I'm not going to list off all the names of everybody because you're not going to probably recognize any of them anyway, but a lot of sitting lawmakers and MPs were arrested, like a lot. Now, apparently Iraq faces some pretty deep-rooted corruption, and it's ranked very poorly globally with estimates of hundreds of billions lost over decades. The current prime minister has prioritized anti-graft alongside efforts for state.
A lot of it goes to the funding of these colleges. They're teaching Muslim jihadists.
Monopoly on weapons, and this operation basically signals that he's pretty serious about his approach. Now, I want to talk about Nassif's home. There's actually a raid that was conducted there, and there's videos and reports circulating all over the place showing special forces, including the counterterrorism service units, conducting operations at her property. Some accounts described significant cash discoveries with pictures. I mean, look at these stacks of cash. There's like American cash, Iraqi dinar, millions of both. It's nuts. What is that doing? You just been skimming off the top or something, I guess. Apparently there was cash in walls, there was cash buried underground or in homes and offices, and there's so much that the exact figures from her home alone has not been officially itemized in any state media releases, but they believe that there's tens of millions of dollars. Now, Nassif is a sitting member of the Iraqi parliament and was named in state media lists of detainees, so that's why people know that she was detained. And part of the reason she was arrested is because her links to alleged ties to wider investigations, including misuse of public funds, which maybe she's been just skimming tax money or public funds and putting it in her damn pocket, you know? Now, to go back to Adnan al-Jumaili, who was the foreign deputy oil minister for refining affairs, his case is so massive that it's potentially one of the largest corruption stockpiles that was uncovered since 2003 when the U.S. invaded Iraq.
I don't know what I'm hearing about Gavin Newsom. That one's going to be really huge. Although right now, the biggest one is in Minnesota.
Apparently over 98 billion Iraqi
That's what happens when the left gets full control.
Dinars, which is equivalent to roughly $74 million at typical rates, and $11 million in American U.S. cash, as well as some cash hidden inside homes, and a significant portion was buried 4 meters underground on farms and required heavy machinery to excavate it. Apparently there were courts froze or seized around 70 residential and commercial properties, 21 modern luxury vehicles were confiscated. There was nearly 3 kilograms of gold and an estimated 70 to 85 firearms with 300 to 400 magazines, plus dozens of ammunition crates, storage containers, and equipment cases. Apparently, a bunch of local analysts, experts, and commentators have described the corruption as such a great threat that it's equal to or greater than the threat of terrorism in the country. This is one of the biggest anti-corruption operations in Iraq that's happened in a very long time, and it's a pretty big deal. I mean, obviously, like we said, there was 47 people that were allegedly detained or reportedly detained involved in this thing. Politicians, lawmakers, people that are in parliament. It's obviously widespread out there. And if you can't get corruption under control, you're going to have a real hard time having a functioning country. Speaking of Iraq, though, there's something separate that took place in Iraq on June 28th of 2026 as well, separate from these detentions and stuff. The Iranian foreign minister, Abbas Araghchi, visited Iraq on Sunday, June 28th, as part of an official one-day trip that he took there. Part of his trip was to go pay...
He was paying them off.
tribute at the memorial site near the Baghdad International Airport, where Qasem Soleimani and Abu Mahdi al-Muhandis were eliminated in a U.S. unmanned aerial vehicle strike on January 3rd of 2020. And just for those of you that don't know, Qasem Soleimani was the former Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps Quds Force commander, while
his job was he was having people killed.
Abu Mahdi al-Muhandis was the deputy commander of Iraq's Popular Mobilization Forces, or PMF, meaning the folks that are Iran-backed proxies inside of Iraq. I think that was done during President Trump's first administration and ordered by him personally. In any case, they were at the memorial there to pay their tributes. The memorial site's apparently called Martyrs of the Resistance Front. The Iranian foreign minister paid respects before he went off to go have some diplomatic meetings with folks like the Iraqi foreign minister Fuad Hussein, who is scheduled to meet with him, as well as a bunch of other senior officials in the Iraqi cabinet, like the president, the prime minister, and national security advisor, and things like that. Some of the things they were talking about was bilateral relations between the two countries and expanding ties, which obviously the United States would prefer Iraq not deepen ties with Iran. In fact, Iran and Iraq used to hate each other because Iran is primarily Shia and Iraq is primarily Sunni, or their governments are at least. So it's very different, right? They actually had a pretty big war in the 80s that a lot of people don't know about. So that's something that you should check out if you don't know anything about that. Some of the other things they wanted to talk about was regional developments, including the U.S.-Iran tensions, the strikes going back and forth, the tit for tat. And then also they wanted to coordinate for funeral ceremonies for Iran's late supreme leader, Ali Khamenei, in Iraqi holy cities like Najaf, Karbala, and some others, where apparently some Iraqi groups have expressed willingness to participate, reportedly. So Soleimani was in Iraq back in 2020.
So the guy's body got stolen today.
On a diplomatic mission, apparently, but the United States cited his role in attacks on coalition forces and the U.S. Embassy in Baghdad.
They literally ran in, grabbed the coffin, and stole it.
Baghdad, which is their justification for doing it. He had ties to a lot of stuff, so that's why the United States did that. But the site's become a memorial and a shrine for Iran and Iraqi Popular Mobilization Forces aligned groups, and it symbolizes resistance against the U.S. It's become a pretty symbolic gesture for Iranian officials to go visit this, and it's pretty routine for high-level delegations. The last thing I'll mention, apparently,
they're probably going to hold it for ransom.
According to reports coming from Axios, the United States and Iran have reached some sort of a framework agreement to halt attacks on each other.
This is like 3 days old, so.
And commit to further talks, with a key follow-up meeting being planned for Tuesday in Doha, Qatar, to discuss some disputes over the Strait of Hormuz.
Yeah, Tuesday already came and gone.
Because the Iranians are believing that the Strait of Hormuz control belongs to them, and that it's up to them to be in control of it. And what's been...
they wanted to charge people for going through. That raises the cost of everything we get. And then eventually, they'll start at a low level, and then they'll just keep jacking it up, so they can fund more terrorism.
Happening over the past week is that as tankers are attempting to transit the Strait of Hormuz, the Iranians, or the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps, are launching one-way attack UAVs, striking ships in their bridge and stuff like that. And then the United States responding to that by striking coastal areas that they believe that the strikes from Iran came from. And then after the United States retaliates to Iran striking these commercial vessels, then Iran retaliates to the United States retaliation and strikes U.S. bases in the region. And it's just like this back and forth, round the rosy kind of thing. You know what I mean? Apparently, according to Axios, they said that they're both like, all right, we're going to stop attacking each other. Let's still meet up on Tuesday in Doha on the 30th of June to address some of the disputes we have over the Strait of Hormuz. It doesn't appear to me that the Iranians have any interest in making any concessions.
This guy right here that I'm pointing at, he's such a liar, and he sweet talks all these deals, right? And then they don't keep them
on the Strait, even though it seems like they do, because like they walk away from it and then it seemed like everything was good, but then they started striking commercial vessels again. So I don't know. Hopefully they can get something figured out with this next meeting. I know a lot of people are hoping that they can get something figured out so that way it can just be like, hey, everybody chill out, eat a moon pie. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Outside of that, that's the last thing that's probably going to be coming up here pretty soon.
The only fix is that they're gone. That's the only thing. The regular people there will run the country a lot better.
President Washington, welcome to the show. It's such an honor to have you here.
An Asian hosting a podcast? Wonders never cease. Did you know when I was alive they had not yet invented dinosaurs? Or Asians, for that matter?
I love that. None of that is true. So, being the oldest president, do a lot of them come to you for advice?
Well, Trump and I speak often. He does so enjoy bombing Persia. He calls it Iran for some reason. And I'm not the oldest president, by the way. Biden is. He attended my baptism. He came over on the Mayflower. The man is a vampire with dementia.
So tell me, what do you make of the State of the Union today?
You have spent 10 years debating how many genders there are. We defeated the British Empire in 8. You are a bunch of lackwits.
It gets worse. We give children medicine now to pause puberty so they can choose their gender.
A child cannot choose his own shoes. Whichever cockwomble signed that should be flogged in the square.
And men now compete in women's sports. And win.
Give me their names. I have pistols, and I am already dead. What more can they take from me?
That thing popped
New
off
York
again,
City,
didn't it? Hold on.
where you were sworn in as president, just elected a socialist mayor.
Why not
Click on the
just
wrong
beat them
thing.
with a log? That used to work for us. I have one on my horse. We can go after this interview is over.
Maybe I should drive. Anyways, he's opening government-run grocery stores.
An Asian woman driver? I'd rather walk. Anyway, so they have invented the bread line and called it a gift. Amazeballs.
Quick one. You started a whole revolution over a 2% tax on tea, right?
Aye. And what do they take from you now?
20 to 40%.
You mean the British have conquered us? Fetch my horse and my musket. To arms!
Easy there, Tiger. Okay, last one. What do you make of the fact that we almost elected a woman president, Kamala Harris?
Extraordinary. And what great victory in battle earned her such trust?
She talked a lot about the passage of time and a yellow school bus.
Ah, so you nearly elected a retard. Dodged a bullet there, sweetheart. It is time to make America great again.
So, to recap, Biden's a vampire, children shouldn't pick their shoes, and taxes mean war. Thank you, Mr. President. It was my honor to host you. Thanks for watching. If you want to see more...
Guess what movie we went and seen earlier today? Young Washington. It's pretty good. It has nothing to do with the Revolutionary War. It really has to do with him kind of becoming a military leader as he grew up. His father dying and all that kind of stuff, and then how he became a military leader, fighting in the French Indian Wars against the British out in the Ohio Valley.
Step right up. Welcome to the puppet show. Everybody's watching the puppet. Nobody's looking at the strings.
Dang, it keeps doing that every time I switch screens. Oh, I know what I did. I gotta keep that bar on the bottom.
Hee-hee, time to rise and shine.
Who's behind the strings? Wooden Grin podcast being. Every headline's another scheme. Trust me, y'all, it came in a dream. Crowd says, who's behind the string? Charlie's dead, now he's trending. Rumors fly, every episode reaches sky high. Question stack, theory swing. Who's backstage pulling the strings? Podcast friends at the Grifting Queen. Round and around the carousel goes. Every new tale means the nose grows. Smoking mirrors, velvet rings. Who's behind the strings?
Soros.
Crazy, loony, cuckoo, Candace. Every time she opens her mouth, we can't stand it. I saw it all inside my dreams. Truth walks out while rumors sing. Who's behind the strings? Big top like the incredible haze. Everybody's lost inside the maze. Is it you? Soros. We're watching to Qatar. Could it be? It's not all what it seems. Who's behind the strings? Ringmaster laughs in the shadows deep.
They do good stuff. Here's another good one.
I want to strip down to my underwear.
What?
It's hammer time!
Paul, pull over. You're drunk.
Hey, what's in that shit, man?
Mostly top shelf vodka.
What else?
It's got some calico in it.
Calico? What's calico?
It's cat piss.
Cat piss?
Yeah, my cat drank my vodka.
What?
I had it on the table, and the little fucker drank it.
Are you serious?
Yeah. I had to follow him around with a bottle for 3 days before I got it back.
So we're drinking cat piss?
Paul, look out!
Can't find the one I
Is the
just played.
alcohol okay?
Hey, man, Am I driving okay?
You're parked, Paul.
What was in that shit, man? I never had no booze like that in my life.
Settle down, Paul. You're freaking out.
I drank a lot of shit before, but I never had no shit like that before.
Drink this, man. It will mellow you out.
I've been drinking since I was 2. I'll drink this whole bottle.
Oh, no, don't drink that.
Huh?
I almost gave you the wrong shit.
But I already...
Have you or someone you know been committing fraud, treason, and outright lies while thinking the laws don't apply to you? You might be suffering from criminal, crooked radicals, ignoring mandatory incarceration, neglecting American law.
I'm gonna sell America to China.
Common symptoms include selling out America to China, deleting emails, smashing hard drives, and running massive hoaxes while blaming everyone else. Insider trading while preaching public service. Open borders, record crime, pathological lying under oath with 0 consequences, and general belief that you're untouchable because you're a Democrat. Fortunately, real help is finally available. And that help comes in one easy-to-insert suppository called Fafosil. Fafosil, the #1 Patriot-prescribed remedy for finally accepting accountability.
3 weeks ago, I would have sold America to China just to keep Hunter out of prison. But ever since Dr. Trump prescribed me Fafosil, the backroom deals stopped. And now, I actually feel like turning myself in and serving my time like a responsible citizen.
Before Fafosil, I lied daily on TV about Russian collusion, pushing the Steele dossier, leaking classified information, coordinating with whistleblowers, and then denying it. But now I admit the Hunter Biden laptop was real, and I want to turn myself in.
Before Fafosil, I deleted 33,000 emails, blamed Ben, sold uranium to Russia, laundered foundation cash, and screamed, "What difference does it make?" All to keep Bill out of prison. But now, I'm ready to face justice.
Before Fafosil, the border was wide open, just like me on a Friday night with Willie. I got inserted into the presidential race faster than you can say coconut tree. I didn't earn a single vote. I sucked, lied, and laughed my way to the top. I lost billions guarding nothing, while American cities turned into war zones. But now, I just want to go to jail with the rest of my administration.
Before Fafosil, I wrecked California with deadly fires. I wasted billions on homelessness and a train that doesn't work. My chief of staff and my wife are screwed. But now, I know where all that fire aid money went, and I'm ready for jail.
Before Fafosil, I exaggerated my military record, pushed tampons in boys' bathrooms, let millions in childcare fraud explode on my watch, and watched Minnesota turn into a mess!
But now I'm honest. I'm stepping down from re-election, turning myself in, and finally doing the right thing.
Before Fafosil, I ripped up a State of the Union on live TV, pushed bills with Pass It to find out what's in it, and rode every media narrative like a wave. And after January 6th, it became nonstop coverage, fundraising, and political messaging, turning chaos into strategy.
Not going to happen. All right, this one's, this is not what we want to come here. I'm not exactly sure what country they were in, but this mother, I guess, is going to cut the kid's ears off as punishment. Probably some Muslim thing. I'm not sure. Just a warning. It doesn't end up happening because some people come and stop it, but she's going to cut his ears off.
Video, yeah. Yeah, video now.
She's trying to cut his ears off. Kid was screaming for his life. She needs to be locked up. I don't know if anyone could tell what language she was speaking. Unbelievable. All right, now this is even worse. This is in Ohio. This is happening in Ohio. They found a house where there were 16 children kept for at least 4 years that they were using to make adrenochrome out of. You know, where they torture the kids and they drain the blood out of the fear, stuff like that. You'll see them. They have the owl eyes. I've done reports on this before.
Are you guys okay? Are you guys in school? Are you okay?
16 children have been rescued from what authorities are calling a house of horrors in rural southeastern Ohio. 4 adults, Gary Siders Sr., Gary Siders Jr., Christina Siders, and Elizabeth Siders, have been arrested in connection with the case. Investigators have not yet released the exact relationship between the 4 suspects, or whether they are related to the children. Authorities described the scene as pure evil, calling it one of the worst child abuse cases they have ever encountered. According to investigators, every child required medical treatment. 2 of the victims were so severely injured that they had to be airlifted to a level 1 trauma center for emergency care. All 4 suspects are facing felony child endangerment charges involving serious physical harm. Investigators also say there is currently no evidence that the case is connected to human trafficking. Officials believe the suspects had been traveling before temporarily staying at the Ohio home where the children were found. Authorities have not yet revealed what led them to the property, but many are calling the rescue a miracle that may have saved 16 young lives.
They were tortured for 4 years. Did you see the owl eyes? Let's see if I can find the spot where they have owl eyes. It was guys and girls doing this to these kids. I'm trying to find the spot where they have what they call owl eyes, where they're black and blue right around the eyes. Let me see if I can find that. There it is. See that? Where they got black eyes, almost perfect circles around their eyes. And a lot of these Hollywood stars take this adrenochrome, and I guess Biden used to take it too, and that's why they do it. You know, they do it. They scare them almost to death. They torture them and scare them and all this kind of stuff. And the adrenal thing in kids goes up in adults too, but a lot higher than them. Then they take the blood out and they take certain things out of the blood that they use to give to other people like that. Panda eyes, that's the exact word, Kurt. They keep themselves young by putting this stuff in them, but they torture the kids to do it. And I've done stories on this before, although I worry about getting taken down all the time because of it. So if I get knocked off, it's probably because of some of the stories I've done. I don't know. That's pretty bad. I don't know what to talk about. All right, I'll do a little humor. I'm going to do a little humor on Mitch McConnell stuff. What is the latest everyone heard today on Mitch McConnell? I've heard that he's supposedly talking with people. I don't know. These are memes. Oh, I think I played this one yesterday. Oh, no, this is a little bit different. This is a little bit different one.
Mitch, the president is on the phone. Tell President Lincoln I'm busy.
I think that was a little different than the one I played yesterday. Let's see. Here's another one.
What is going on with Mitch McConnell? The U.S. Senator was hospitalized more than 3 weeks ago, and very few details have been released about his condition. A week after he was admitted, McConnell's office said the 84-year-old remains engaged in Senate responsibilities as he recovers. But a week later, on June 22nd, his representatives said he would not vote that week on Senate business as he continues to recover. Staff members still have not said why he was admitted to the hospital. However, an emergency medical services audio from the morning of June 14th has been published on social media. It included a dispatcher who could be heard calling about a person who appeared to be unconscious and experiencing cardiac arrest, with, quote, CPR in progress at an address connected to the senator. The Senate is currently in recess and not scheduled to reconvene until July 13th. McConnell is in his 7th term and is not running for re-election, with Andy Barr and Charles Booker going up against each other in November. McConnell, who survived a childhood bout with polio, has suffered multiple health scares in recent years, including several falls in 2 instances in 2023 in which he appeared to freeze up while taking questions from reporters. What do you think? Should more details on McConnell's condition be released to the public?
I don't think he's fit to hold office.
You let us know. To read the full story, go to the link in the bio.
Unbelievable. So I cut out yesterday. Now that everyone's kind of in here now. It was Twitch that went down. It went down. I wasn't getting blocked. It just went down. Let's see if I can find the one I just played.
Look, he freeze. He freeze. Sometimes total normal.
Here's a report on
Desiree Townsend here again, and this time at Capitol Hill, trying to get to the bottom of the Mitch McConnell debacle. This story is very much like Hollywood's Ocean's 11, but unlike a skilled team that successfully walks away with millions of dollars in Mitch McConnell, we are now dealing with Timu 11 and a crew that could best be described as dumb and dumber, thinking that the American public is stupid enough to believe that Senator Mitch McConnell, who had a cardiac arrest event that is well documented, an EMS audio that, by the way, his office, his family has never once addressed, confirmed, denied that that was not him. They now want us to believe that somehow people had these 20-minute conversations with Senator McConnell after we have been begging for updates for over 3 weeks. We now get it approximately 48 hours after Elaine Chao's plane touches down back in U.S. soil. So here is the problem. These people who have come out in base.
Yeah, the thing is if they replaced him before the election there, Marianne, we could get the SAFE Act through. I think the deep state's keeping the SAFE Act from going through, because then the 50 votes and they would get it.
Basically have said that they had these conversations with Senator Mitch McConnell. They are either one, lying, because the odds of an 84-year-old man who was previously in the ICU in February, who's likely in the ICU now, having survived a cardiac event without any brain damage, is less than 5%. So let's just say he won the health lottery, and he is conscious. Then his people need to get him to resign right now. We cannot go in on July 13th and back into reconvening the Senate with Senator Mitch McConnell not there. We have all of fiscal year 2027's appropriations to get done. And that right there is my signal that something is amiss about these messages coming out today, and Jennings going on CNN, the Chinese news network, to say, oh, I spoke with him, he's looking great. Keep in mind, CNN is where Elaine Chao frequently goes on. So this all seems to me, and again, this is just my opinion, that she has set all of this up, all of this PR blitz, to make it look like he is potentially okay. He's conscious. Well, if he is, then he needs to either make a statement, official statement, or jump on a phone and call Newsmax or any of the other news organizations so that we can actually find out what's going on. I think this is all a delay tactic to basically blow up the appropriations bills, send us towards another government shutdown because we've lost Senator McConnell's vote, and to prevent a special election that would replace him either with another Republican or a Democrat. And I don't think this is particularly a cover-up by Republicans at all. I think there are some key Republicans that could potentially be compromised by the Chinese government and maybe by Elaine Chao that are putting forward this sort of...
All the platforms I can see it seems to be playing. Is it still playing for everyone else?
New set of information about Senator McConnell being somewhat healthy and ready to get back at it. This is something that I believe is a national security threat. Democrats and Republicans need to be outraged right now. We need to be digging in deeper and figuring out what's going on. But at the end of the day, here's the problem. We do not have the 25th Amendment like we do for the President of the United States, who's become incapacitated. We cannot remove Senator McConnell. He either has to willingly resign, which based on Elaine Chao coming back into town, I don't think he's going to resign, or he needs to pass away. So this is the big hole we have here in Congress, is we have no ability to remove
And then as long as he doesn't step down, the SAFE Act won't go through.
somebody for incapacitation, and you can essentially have hand.
In every single state that they didn't have voter ID, Trump lost. Every single state where they did have voter ID, he won. Not that he would have won every state, but he would have won even more of them.
Be running his office and no way of stopping them.
And the local elections too. They're stealing a lot of them.
Breaking news, a very reputable publication in
I was going to play this yesterday.
Washington, D.C. just published Mitch McConnell's eulogy, as though Mitch McConnell has died.
So they posted his eulogy already. Whoopsie.
And while it seems like an error, perhaps, some type of mistake, they already had it pre-written. As the whole do not use, a look back at Mitch McConnell's time in the Senate.
Yeah, I heard that too.
You can see it right here.
I heard that
in the
too.
Internet Archive. This from The Hill, one of the premier publications for inside Washington, D.C. And this happens sometimes where people get trigger happy and they publish something that they had pre-written, or perhaps they're publishing early before an embargo breaks. Has Mitch McConnell died? That is my question. We're hearing reports that Mitch McConnell is brain dead in the hospital and is no longer with us. While we don't know if he's on this mortal plane, that's what we are hearing from some very high-level people inside of government and inside of the Trump White House. And so what's going to happen next? This is the last time we saw Mitch McConnell alive.
I did it again.
The last time we saw Mitch McConnell alive, he couldn't even finish chairing his own committee meeting. He was humiliated by his own staffer. His lips were purple.
Wrap up after.
Yeah, I wonder what deal when she went over there and met with the Communist Party leaders, the top of the Communist Party leaders. I wonder what deal happened.
Cold here. You can see the blood vessels had burst under his eyes. He had no blood circulation. He had to be told by staffers what to do.
Yeah.
Listen to that. Yeah. What is that? That's not a human noise.
Obviously, there's not a whole lot of time for a second round. So
slurring his words. And then Mitch McConnell gets up in the middle of the hearing and runs away, just like Joe Biden used to do. What happened later that day? Mitch McConnell is walking by himself down a hallway and then just collapses. Nobody touches him. Nobody scares him. He just falls over. What is that? It's blood loss. It looks like he is having a cardiac arrest there. We know that he had a cardiac arrest and was taken to the hospital totally unresponsive and unable to communicate. It's been more than a week since Senator McConnell, who turned 84, was admitted to the hospital. Ladies and gentlemen, though his team has not disclosed why he was in the hospital or provided any detail. This is out of date. This is from July 6th. It's been more than 3 weeks, correction, since Mitch McConnell, who turned 84. So it's been a month. Nobody knows. Now, we do have the 911 call and the dispatch. And the dispatch says that Mitch McConnell had a life-threatening injury, was unresponsive, and had a cardiac arrest, we now know. Independent journalist is reporting that 84-year-old Senator McConnell, mysteriously hospitalized last month, suffering from cardiac arrest, has not been publicly seen, is on life support and brain dead, though nothing has been officially confirmed by the family or office of the senator. This is how you know it's really bad. Because Mitch McConnell's office, my goodness, look at one of these, this is one of the last known photographs of Mitch McConnell. Look at this. Look at his hands. Look at his hands. Bruised, battered, blackened, no blood flow, clearly falling, constantly breaking or injuring his hands. The no-slip shoes, the mountain climbing shoes here just to walk across flat surfaces. There are now multiple reports from a variety of sources, left and right, claiming that Mitch McConnell is unconscious and likely brain dead. And family members are not pushing back on these reports. Senator McConnell has now been hospitalized for 3 weeks. The gravity of the situation cannot be overstated, especially since his wife, Elaine Chao, appeared in China days after his hospitalizations. This is probably the most evil thing I've seen happen in politics. And I watched all 4 years of Joe Biden. At least Jill Biden didn't sneak off to go confer with her Chinese state handlers I'm not saying that she doesn't have them, but Elaine Chao did. Elaine Chao's Chinese. And she was born in Taiwan. Her parents are Chinese. They are in business with the Communist Party of China. They're billionaires. They run a massive shipping business through China. And you can't do that without the government's permission. It is a Chinese communist dictatorship. Well, anyway, Elaine Chao is not by her husband's side. Elaine Chao is in China, minting deals, meeting with the highest possible echelons of Chinese Party communist leadership while her husband is dying in the hospital. Okay, what does that tell you exactly? Question now is national security. If Senator McConnell is unable to independently perform his duty, what safeguards exist to ensure classified intelligence briefings, defense appropriations information, or other sensitive congressional matters could not be accessed, discussed, and shared with the Communist Party of China? It's a great point. And given the timing of Chao's meeting with the Chinese vice president, what was discussed? Why the hell was she in China? High-ranking source says McConnell is officially brain dead. He's not coming back. I checked with the staff. Latest update from Mitch McConnell's lying staff, who's been lying, by the way, about his condition for years. We appreciate the outpouring of support. He's recovering in the hospital. So this is very interesting. This is new. They say he's in the hospital. The senator continues to improve and is working closely with his staff on Kentucky and Senate matters while the Senate is out of session. Oh, I'm sure. So they confirmed that he's still in the hospital. I spoke with a neighbor who lives next door to Mitch McConnell, and she said that she was there when the medical emergency occurred and she saw him being taken to the hospital, and she's not seen anybody home since that day.
No family has come?
I haven't seen anyone coming or going from there.
Yeah, because I know his Capitol Police detail, they're over at the hospital, so I just thought so his wife, Elaine Chao, was found in China 3 days after he went into cardiac arrest. So we're trying to figure out where she is. It doesn't look like she has come back to the house. So I was wondering, have you seen her at all?
I haven't seen anyone.
Oh my God. Can you explain what happened?
I have to go to work.
Yeah, sorry.
Well, intrepid reporting right there. I want to see proof of life at this point. Something has to be done. There has to be some sort of deadline that they're holding out for. Well, thank you, Derek Evans, because you're exactly right. There is a deadline. It is August 3rd. August 3rd is when you cannot have a special election for a Senate seat for a deceased or resigned senator in Kentucky based on Kentucky law. So they are trying to hold out Mitch McConnell, who's allegedly brain dead at the hospital, never coming back. They're trying to keep him having a pulse, which they can probably do medically, and keep this a secret so that there can't be a Trump Republican that is elected or appointed to that seat. Sorry, it'd be a special election based on Kentucky law. They have to hold out for 3 months before the election. Then it'll just go to the regular general election. They could pass the Save America Act. Mitch McConnell is the deciding vote against killing the filibuster. And if you get a special election and you have a Trump Republican who would win in a landslide, win that election, like a Nate Morris, right? Win that election, and you are able to pass the Save America Act. This is what they're trying to hold out on. These are evil, evil bastards. This is what they're doing. They're using Mitch McConnell's corpse to do that. And it's not the first time they've done it. Look at Dianne Feinstein here. She died in office.
Look at how bad she was, and they were still using her vote. That's Dianne Feinstein. While they were still using her vote, I don't think she had her mind at all.
Look at this. Actual crypt keeper. Yes, Mitch McConnell's wife did literally flee to China after Mitch McConnell is brain dead in the hospital. Where's his wife? They've been married for 40 years.
I hear there's going to be a lot of arrests out in California for Gavin Newsom's thing because the wire they put on that lady and some other people too.
And his wife isn't by his side? His wife is in China?
They're looking at a possible $1 trillion that was stolen.
He's brain dead? Ladies and gentlemen, something
why we're in debt.
Is happening here. It's as bad as you ever thought. And we need answers. We need proof of life immediately. Trump should call this out, and we need to get to the bottom of this. This is worse than what they did with Joe Biden. It is. And since it's my party, it's my obligation to say it. Okay? It's your boy Benny. Like, share, and subscribe.
I think I got another report from him too, if I can find it here. This one. This one.
This is not a good sign for what's to happen next with Mitch McConnell. Mitch McConnell's daughter has deactivated her X account as health questions swirl when...
Now, his daughter is Chinese also. She's part of the CCP.
And your daughter goes dark, and she is a public figure, and you are a public figure, and nobody can reach out to her. You've closed down all access. You're lying to the American public about the condition of Mitch McConnell. Something has gone horribly wrong. Why would Mitch McConnell's daughter deactivate her X account? Well, we all know why. Something bad is about to happen. The daughter of...
John, that's a great idea. Trump should go. John was saying Trump needs to go to the hospital with the press. Which press would go? I don't know. That's a great idea, though.
Mitch McConnell has deleted her account. Porter McConnell, the eldest daughter and longtime senator, has...
He could just say, I'm going to visit him. You know what I'm saying? I heard that Secret Service did go there.
Deleted her prominent account. She had a lot of followers. Porter's account had once been active on the platform. She was openly critical of her father's conservative politics and the Republican Party. Porter, 48, is a former campaign director. She worked for a left-leaning advocacy coalition. So Mitch McConnell's wife is the heiress to a Chinese shipping billion-dollar magnate, and his daughter is a far left-wing activist, director for Take on Wall Street. Why the hell did we ever give this guy power? What an obscenity to our party. Mitch McConnell is a leftist. This is why Democrats don't run against Mitch McConnell, because he is a Democrat. It's such a humiliation for our party. It's such a humiliation practice for our movement.
He's total rhino, and now he doesn't have his own mind, so some leftists are probably running this stuff.
We allowed Mitch McConnell to have this much power. It must never happen again. She's one of the 3 eldest daughters McConnell had with his first wife, and she became a feminist scholar. Oh, okay, got it. After her marriage to McConnell ended. So Mitch McConnell just batting 1,000 here with left-wing red flags. So his first wife became a feminist scholar. The timing of her appearing to delete her account comes as McConnell, who's not been seen in public for weeks, is found unconscious, receiving CPR. And there's more, ladies and gentlemen. So here's her deleted account. She is, again, prominent, and it makes you wonder, was she asked to stay quiet while health is being kept under wraps so that nobody can get a hold of her? Is this an inheritance thing? Is it just coincidence? Like Elaine Chao flying to China. He's brain dead. They're keeping the body technically alive and hiding it to block a special election and to either split the GOP vote or win outright, exactly as the decrepit old turtle would have wanted. Whoa, I really don't understand why the family hasn't answered any questions. It's like they're holding on for more paychecks that they can't get. Senator McConnell was reportedly found unconscious in his home. We all know this, but Mitch McConnell's daughter, Porter McConnell, no longer appears to be on X. Her account is gone. She's been known to criticize her father and Republicans, but also, you know, what you could get there is an access point to the McConnell family. They've clammed up, they've turtle shelled up, for lack of a better term. Mitch McConnell's daughter is going quiet on X. The suspicious thing about the family. So more suspicious things that have happened with this family. Mitch McConnell, who can be caught the last couple of weeks, Mitch McConnell could be found falling, just collapsing under his own weight in the Senate. A eulogy to Mitch McConnell was just published in one of the most respected reporting outlets in Washington, D.C. A look back on Mitch McConnell's time in the Senate. They published this in error. See this? Do not use. A look back. See that? And now even mainstream media publications are saying it's been a month since Mitch McConnell was sent to the hospital. Now we have reports that he's brain dead. And the reason why this is critical is that there is a special election mechanism in Kentucky that if you are within 3 months of an election, a general election, you don't have to have a special election. So they're trying to run out the clock on Mitch McConnell brain dead in the hospital. We have sources inside of the White House that tell us this. We have sources inside of the White House that effectively are saying that Mitch McConnell is never coming back. He's in a vegetative, brain dead state being kept alive on life support. And so I am demanding that the U.S. Senate and John Thune release proof of life. John Thune told the Senate that he just was on the phone with Mitch McConnell just a couple of days ago. He's lying. John Thune's lying for his old boss and trying to keep power. How could John Thune be talking to somebody who's in a vegetative state and on life support in the hospital? It's not possible. Check with staff. Senator McConnell appreciates the outpouring of support. The senator continues to improve. Okay, shows a photo of him. Neighbors, Mitch McConnell's neighbors, say nobody has been at the house. And then his creepy ass wife flew to China. Dude, they've been married for nearly 40 years. They were married in 1990. And she flies to China. She's not by his side. This is what it indicates to me that Mitch McConnell is no longer with us. She flies to China to meet with the Chinese vice president. Here she is. This is from like 2 days ago. Her husband is a vegetable in the hospital. Dude, that's because Mitch McConnell's wife is his handler. This is bad. This is really bad. And it's the worst thing that I've seen in politics since Joe Biden. It's happening to our party. And it's arguably worse than Joe Biden because what they're doing is they're robbing the people of Kentucky with one last final vote. With one last final move, they're robbing the people of Kentucky of representation. Kentucky is a hard red Trump plus 20 state. They're also robbing us, the American people, of the SAVE Act. Because Mitch McConnell was the last vote for the SAVE Act. He's a holdout. He's somebody who would have locked down the actual filibuster. He is the person keeping with his dying breath the SAVE Act from being passed. The Senate has become just a horrible crypt for some of the most evil people ever to exist in American politics. Remember Dianne Feinstein dying in her office after 15 terms. Sickening. We need major reforms here. I'll play you the last known video. This is the last known video of Mitch McConnell at a hearing. This is the last time we saw him on video. Tell me if you think this man seems like he should be one of the most powerful people in all of American government. Sickening. Sickening.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Okay, here's where we are. The vote is about over. The secretary has to get with the president on the China trip. I'm going to ask Senator Murkowski to wrap up. And thank you all for being here.
Baldwin, Shaheen, and Kennedy. Baldwin, Shaheen, and Kennedy still have questions. Wrap up after.
Hold here. Yeah, obviously there's not a whole lot of time.
Just as bad as Biden was.
For a second round, so we'll get
And he's worse
through
now.
everybody. And Senator Murkowski, I appreciate you.
What their game plan on the left was to get Biden through this election to beat Trump, supposedly, and then they would have appointed Kamala Harris.
Taking over.
And they're doing something
Thank
similar
you.
here.
Secretary Hegseth, Chairman Kane, thank you for being here today. Today is the...
Unbelievable. All right, I'm going to do a little humor because I got a lot of these.
For 28 days he slept while the world fell apart. Now he must survive what remains. This fall, Washington faces its greatest outbreak.
Yeah. So true, so true. Let's go with this humor here.
But you're in jail.
Well, if this is jail, I can't wait to see prison.
Paul!
It's Paula now.
What?
My name is Paula.
That's it. I'm getting you out of here right now.
I can't go back out there. I don't even remember civilian life anymore. I think I've been institutionalized.
But you've only been here for an hour. Paul!
It's Paula now, and this is my new home.
Just don't drop the soap.
I can't help it. It's so slippery. Besides, everyone gets so excited when I do.
Whoopsie, I dropped the silly soap again. Geez, Paula, that's the 4th time today. You know they make soap on a rope, right?
Where's the fun in that?
Lunchtime in 10 minutes, convicts. Yes, it's lunchtime.
You act like you haven't eaten in weeks. Are they feeding you okay?
Oh, absolutely. I'm getting more protein than I've ever had in my life.
What's your favorite meal?
Hot dogs.
Hot dogs?
The bigger, the better.
I've been married to you for 63 years. I've never seen you eat a hot dog.
I only had them when you were out of town.
Oh, too much. Oh, I've seen a lot of this humor like this.
Please tell me, John, are we still bombing Iran? Are we still blocking the Save America Act? Don't worry, Mitch, I sent everyone on an early recess. And remember, you can't vote unless you are there physically in person. Our boss Bush got Amy to torpedo birthright citizenship. Nobody from the deep state has been held accountable, and we are burning out the clock on Trump right on schedule.
What is going on with Mitch McConnell? The U.S. Senator was hospitalized more than 3 weeks ago, and very few details have been released about his condition. A week after he was admitted, McConnell's office said the 84-year-old remains engaged in Senate responsibilities as he recovers.
I agree.
But a week later, on June 22nd, his representatives said he would not vote that week on Senate business as he continues to recover. Staff members still have not said why he was admitted to the hospital. However, an emergency medical services audio from the morning of June 14th has been published on social media. It included a dispatch.
Marianne, it's kind of elderly abuse. There's no way he should be going to work.
Who could be heard calling about a person who appeared to be unconscious and experiencing cardiac arrest, with, quote, CPR in progress at an address connected to the senator. The Senate is currently in recess and not scheduled to reconvene until July 13th. McConnell is in his 7th term and is not running for re-election, with Andy Barr and Charles Booker going up against each other in November. McConnell, who survived a childhood bout with polio, has suffered multiple health scares in recent years, including several falls and 2 instances in 2023 in which he appeared to freeze up while taking questions from reporters. What do you think? Should more details on McConnell's condition be released to the public? You let us know. To read the full story, go to the link in the bio.
I think John had a great idea of going to the hospital for Trump to go to the hospital himself. I don't think they can turn him away. I don't think so.
Yeah, let's get into those distress calls that were made to 911 that you've done great journalism to get before the public. Is it clear from those who was with the senator at the time he went unconscious? And talk to us about the timeline of when his wife departed. We know now she's apparently returned.
Yes. Okay. So based upon what I've heard, again, I've been trying to verify it. It's difficult to tell, but I believe Capitol Police may have, his own security detail may have found him. He was found approximately, I believe, around 8:30 a.m. The dispatcher, I believe it was 8:36 a.m. when they are reporting that he is in cardiac arrest. So it's approximately around 8:30 a.m. Someone calls, most likely Capitol Police security detail, as they find him. He's found unconscious. That's the first EMS dispatch. And then once the paramedics arrive, they find him needing CPR and in cardiac arrest. And so that's on June 14th. This is the interesting thing. So Elaine Chao, Mitch McConnell's wife, she had this pre-planned trip to China. She went to a Shanghai university, the university that her father attended or was enrolled in back in the 1940s. So she's scheduled there on June 12th. June 14th, Senator McConnell has this cardiac event. And then you would presume if your husband had such a event, you would fly immediately back to the United States.
I would hope my wife would.
I would fly back to my husband's bedside. But instead, 3 days later, she takes a meeting with the vice president of China. Meanwhile, none of us that week knew what happened to him. I had asked everyone around Capitol Hill, the senators, have you heard anything? And so the other really oddity of this is Leader Thune on the 15th, the day after this cardiac event that was reported through the dispatch audio, says he's had a conversation with Senator Mitch McConnell. And so that's where it gets a little odd. And we're trying to all piece this together because the statements coming from his office, the staffers, from Thune, from others are not aligning with everything we've seen, listened to in the EMS dispatch audio, and also seen over the past 3 weeks. If he has been conscious and capable of talking, why has he not issued a statement until his wife returned 2 days ago? And now we get all these statements saying, oh, I spoke with him and he's fine.
Yep. All right, I'm going to move on to Plattner, a little bit about him.
What's wrong?
That's the one running in Maryland. Maine, not Maryland.
What's wrong, honey? You've hardly touched your oysters.
Yeah. Is everything okay?
It's just, I saw you guys put up a Graham Plattner sign in the yard.
Yeah, he's got our vote.
He's a humble oyster farmer.
Well, you said Elon Musk was a Nazi because of an awkward wave.
That was a Sig Heil.
And you said Trump was a Nazi because he supports Israel.
Yes, he's a modern-day Hitler.
And you said Aunt Kathy and Uncle Paul are Nazis because they listen to Joe Rogan?
It's like they're in a cult.
Doesn't Graham Plattner have a literal Nazi tattoo?
No, that's just an internet rumor. Those far-right blogs.
There's pictures of it.
He didn't know it was a Nazi tattoo.
He's a humble oyster farmer.
But the news is suggesting he knew.
What, Fox News? Give me a break.
No. Like the New York Times.
Well, He's
a humble oyster farmer.
Look, honey, we're libs. Of course we have double standards. Graham Plattner is blue, so we're going to vote for Graham Plattner. You understand? He could have a swastika on his forehead. He could shoot someone on live TV. I genuinely do not care.
I don't want to hear about this again.
Oysters. That's pretty much the way the conversation would be. Probably be in reverse a little bit, though. All right, there's you want Islam here. This girl is 10 years old, so she got pregnant at 9. This is Islam for you. And the father was 49 years old, almost 50. Watch this. Remember, she's 10. She was 9 when she got pregnant. Now she's having the baby. This is Islam for you. All right. Anyways.
I have a hard time figuring out why niggers feel the need to ruin everything that they fucking touch. Cruising, Topgolf, now skiing. I feel like everything white people enjoy, they just want to destroy for them. They will bring their loud, ghetto, fat-lipped mouths up to the mountain to start a party. A loud, ghetto-ass party. And I feel like they do it to make white people uncomfortable. Their whole presence and their whole identity is to make white people and other people uncomfortable. They even admitted to it. They'll be like, watch me make these white people mad on TikTok. No, you're not making anybody mad. You're just making people more nigger fatigued. That's what they don't get. You're not making people scared of you. You're not making people think better of you. You're just making people hate you. And I suggest all black people and niggers, whatever the fuck you are, stop being a nuisance to society. Because like, again, the cheat code to life is to have respect for others, and they will have respect for you. Niggers do not have respect for anybody, but they expect people to respect them.
She's got it right. I'm a little encouraged by some starting to really wake up.
Breaking news, here in batshit bonkers Britain, where I continue to show off my hydrangea. First up, England are still in the World Cup. Amazing, well done lads. They played in air so thin that even Victoria Beckham was jealous. Man of the match clearly has to go to Jordan Henderson, who didn't actually play in the game, but managed to get booked and break an arm in the process. Next up, we play the Vikings and the brilliant Moon Bear that everybody loves, Haaland. In other news, Josh Simmons, remember that name? The guy who stood down in Makerfield so that Andy Burnham could run as an MP in order that he could become Prime Minister without ever being elected by anybody. He said he had to spend more time with his family. Well, guess what? Now he's decided he doesn't have to spend more time with his family because, in fact, he's going to get the cushy job of head of policy for Andy Burnham on probably about £250,000 a year. And finally, the health minister, James Murray, decides that women don't actually have a penis. That's right. Before, when it was expedient for him to believe it, he believed that women could have a penis. Now the winds of change are upon us. He says that women can't. It is so typical of so many who want to keep their jobs or professions or stay in the media or climb the greasy pole. They'll believe whatever it's best for them to believe on the day, not an ounce of moral courage between them. And it's not the sort of question you get to change your mind at. You know, do you want cheese on your burger? Do I, don't I? Do you think homeschooling is a good idea? Do I, don't I? It's about whether a cock can be on a woman. This is basic biology, and this guy has no right being anywhere near a health secretary position or government or, in fact, in this country, in my personal opinion. That's it, my darlings. Batshit bonkers Britain.
She's always right. Scott Jennings.
Hopefully he's okay. What is it now?
Hey, Mitch, it's me, Scott. What you doing, bro?
Sup, Scott? Nothing smoking, chilling.
Are you all alone?
What's up? What's up?
Who's that?
Yo, pick up the phone.
Huh?
What's up?
What's up?
Yo,
Oh, man.
Pick up the phone.
What's up?
You.
What's up?
What you doing, son?
Nothing. Just chilling. Killing.
True.
Here's a conservative mama.
Okay, so we might have a Nazi tattoo, okay? Who doesn't have a Nazi tattoo? You know, and I don't think he knew it was a Nazi tattoo, so his girlfriend said he knew. Well, I mean, don't check my body out. Anyways, it's covered up. It's covered. You can't see it. So, I mean, really, you're making a mountain out of a molehill, okay? I mean, who hasn't made racist comments on Reddit? Oh, so some sexist and crude comments were made as well. I mean, come on. I hope you guys don't look at my Reddit. Seriously, don't look at my Reddit, though. Asking why a specific race doesn't tip is not racist. I mean, gosh, I've actually thought the same. It's pretty common to fantasize about violence and to make posts about it. So, yeah, it's just a bunch of angry exes complaining here. And we're not going to necessarily believe these women. Believe all women? Not them, right? But seriously, we're not. No, I don't want to hear it. Yeah, he might have twisted her arm behind her back and shoved her and trapped her in her bedroom. But you know, who hasn't been trapped in their bedroom? So all of this has been denied. So I think we need to realize that it's been denied. So, okay, moving on, right? Oh, I think it's extremely common to send sexually explicit text to people other than your spouse. So I'm not going to fault him for that. Sorry, I'm not doing it. You can do it, but I'm not going to do it. Okay. He has our full support, right? Staff turnover is extremely common. This shouldn't even be a subject that we're even talking about right now. You know, we don't know how old some of these people were that he was texting. And you know, what is age, right? It's just a number. So it doesn't really matter. It doesn't matter. I'm sorry. He's being accused of what? Yeah, we're going to have to pull our support. So.
Let's get it right. Okay, this is about blue-haired socialists and debating him.
Okay, so hear me out. Every Democrat socialist of America, okay, should go visit Caleb Hammer. Every single one of you should go on his podcast, because when they say that MAGA is a cult, I want to give you a little glimpse into the leftist cult.
I'm Doomsday, I'm 25, I'm from South Dakota, and this is Financial Audit. Dun, 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 dun.
Doomsday's a weird fake name, but we gave you a weird fake name because you chose for yourself in your real life a weird fake name.
Chosen for me, but
Your parents named you that?
my chosen family did. It's
Who'd
cool.
you choose to be a family?
Whoa,
What's
in the
that?
queer community, yeah, you don't always get to maintain your most close relatives, your blood relatives, so you
Did they
build.
dismiss you?
No.
Sounds like you maintained them.
I do not speak with my parents.
You chose. They did not choose.
Their decisions have made our relationship what it is today.
What did they choose?
They chose extremism over their child.
Okay, says the blue hair. Got it. Okay, which usually qualifies towards more extreme people. Usually, what's their extremism?
Their extremes are just not very minority inclusive, despite what they might say. Their actions say otherwise.
What is minority inclusive? Give them more free money or something?
Actions that are so extreme. They kill minorities?
They're not helping them.
Well, not helping's extreme? Wait, what's
Oh, like I thought. Give them more free money.
helping?
We've had extended conversations about what politics looks like in the world, and when they discuss it, the things that they say or choose not to say are pretty detrimental. Yeah.
That doesn't sound like extremism. You know what the word extremism means?
Yeah.
What do they do that's extreme?
There was once upon a time when Kamala came out with...
Kamala, thank you. You're going to get canceled for that.
She was talking about how our current president wanted to have generals more like dictators of old. And I asked my parents what they felt about that, and they said they needed the context. And I said, under what context is it okay to want Hitler's generals?
Maybe they wanted to understand if he was doing his classic rifting or if he was being an actual dictator, which would be bad. But we know, if you follow politics, which I assume you do, he is a rifting guy, and you take a grain of salt with pretty much everything, including...
Before we get too far, is Vivi going to be on tomorrow? Because if I come on, I'm either going to be on at 6-ish, or I'm going to come on after her, unless she's not going to do a 7 o'clock show. So if anyone knows if Vivi's doing a show on Thursday or not, let me know. Because then I'll just do mine at 7 p.m. Eastern time. This is all Eastern times. Tomorrow's my anniversary, so we're gonna go to a dinner, and then I'll come home and do the live after that. So let me know if you know what time Vivi's gonna be on tomorrow.
Including saying peace is close in Iran, which I think you would agree with.
Okay, you see what I mean? Now, that girl's name is Becca. That was her birth name. Okay, that's what the name her parents had gave her. Okay, she chose Doomsday. Her chosen family. The first thing the cult will do,
she's taking a day off.
Main things a cult will do is
okay, so I'll plan on being on 7 p.m. Thanks, John.
Alienate you, triangulate you away from your friends and your family, especially if you don't share the same belief, which most people on the left with the blue hair and the septum rings, they believe that anybody could be in the LGBTQIA plus community. I just talked to a girl yesterday, and her sister, called her a homophobe. And my friend just so happens to be a lesbian. Real life. Okay. Her sister says, well, once in college, I thought about kissing a girl. So that means I'm bi-curious and I'm part of the LGBTQIA plus community, while calling her very own sister a homophobe who is homosexual. Yeah. So anyways, Caleb Hammer. Okay. Now, this girl, Becca, Doomsday, is on the socialist kick. Okay. So I love this clip right here. It defines exactly the Democrat socialist today. All of the kids that got brainwashed into believing that socialism would be a great thing for America. No. Capitalism has gotten more people out of poverty than anything. The reason why we've had a capitalist country for so long is because it works. Meanwhile, socialism, which is actually communism, has resulted in not only starvation and famine, but it has also resulted in millions of people dying. Mao Zedong, ring a bell. Okay, so this next clip, man, I gotta play it for you, because of course, like any true Democrat socialist, they want to abolish ICE. Repurpose ICE. Anyways, I'll play the clip. It's quite a doozy. And then you'll see why I say every single Democrat leftist, no more liberal. I mean, they are extremist. Doomsday is an extremist. So here, let me play the tape.
I've seen families torn apart
Oh, don't performative cry. No one gives a fuck or empathize with your fake crying. That is sad. A family being torn apart is sad, but I'm sorry. If you made the choice to do something illegal,
I think that we should repurpose ICE so that instead of tearing families apart, their job would be to meet.
They wouldn't be torn apart if they didn't come here illegally in the first place.
People where they're at and help them get.
They can't comprehend that.
Get the paperwork they need.
So brave. There you go. You won TikTok. You got the Reddit award. Your community's just supported you, and you just got your moral masturbatory pin. So proud of you. Okay, is there
because
a real conversation?
To, like, actually
no, it's because what you're supporting is something that's just not going to happen. We have to think of real things.
Your real things aren't thinking about the people.
No, I actually do because I care about the outcome.
About the system. You care about the system.
No, because I think about the outcome, and the outcome is the only thing that actually impacts people in the real world, not what you say on TikTok.
I don't have TikTok.
Not what you say on Reddit. No, you did. That's the reality. That's all that impacts people's lives in the end. Not what a politician says on stage. What happens at the actual outcome?
Catch up with you.
The real thing at the end of the pipeline that no one tracks in the end. People get elected based on what they say. They don't get elected based on outcomes. You're a what they say person, not an outcome person. Care about capitalism because I care about the outcome. The outcome in the United States.
I care about the intrinsic value of communities.
You all into pondering like cinemas and
She hit literally every socialist talking point. Boom, boom, boom. Here we go. Intrinsic values. I want to repurpose ICE. Excuse me. Are you forgetting the fact that Joe Biden let all of those people come through our borders illegally? None of them got vetted. None of them had to be vaccinated. People on the terrorist watch list got in, sweetheart. Becca. And who can forget about Hurricane Milton? When Hurricane Milton came in, okay? Hurricane Milton and Helene. Who could forget that? When people's homes were decimated, American citizens' homes were decimated. And there's no FEMA money. Because Joe Biden said that, well, we should take that FEMA money and put these illegal aliens up in luscious, luxurious hotels in New York City instead. Yeah. I mean, Caleb Hammer just proved that socialism doesn't work, and it will never work here. And I do believe, like I said when I first started this video, that every single Democrat socialist should visit Caleb Hammer. And do you know what's so crazy? The craziest part is this girl, she works in finance. A socialist working in finance.
I'm a socialist.
Concentration camps. You're a socialist?
Yes.
Okay, you know socialism has never worked. What socialism are you in favor for? Here we go, get ready.
I believe that...
take a system.
A system?
Take a system in the world.
Yeah, where socialism
that you're in favor of.
Well...
That you would rather be our system.
I just don't want it to be capitalism.
Okay,
Nor do I want it to be...
take a system that has worked, that you like, and would like to replicate here.
Capitalism.
Take a system, please.
She can't say socialism.
That has been proven to work in any country, anywhere. That is better than our system, please.
Capitalism.
Yeah, please.
Does not.
Okay, that's great. Yes, you have your talking points. That's wonderful. Now pick a system that has worked anywhere better than here, that you would rather have.
Well,
I'm waiting for it.
Your definition of better is like not valuing.
I don't give a value. I don't give a about my definition. Your definition. I'm asking you to choose. Don't cater to my definition.
And I'm choosing socialism.
No. Yeah, but pick it. Pick another country that has worked.
Unfortunately, we are an imperialist.
Never tried real socialism, I bet you.
Imperialism is hurting those socialist countries.
It hurt the USSR?
Yeah, all over the place. All over the place. She cannot give just one example, one country where socialism has actually worked. This is why people shouldn't listen to Bernie Sanders. Dude has been in office for over 40 years and has got absolutely nothing done. So please, socialists, go call Caleb Hammer. I guarantee you he schools you too and makes you look like a fool, just like he made Becca look like. Oh, or shall I respect the cult name of Doomsday? She keeps it up. That's exactly what she's bringing on herself. Her own parents. She swore off her own parents because they weren't extreme enough for her. That's what happened here. Good job, Caleb. Love your stuff.
Yeah, Kurt. Exactly. Make him a... Oh, hi, user. Found it. But go ahead and follow so that way it's easier for you to find it in the future, you know? So Now, what's this Muslim wanting to get rid of all dogs?
Do you know that having dogs in your home without any valid reason causes you to lose huge amounts of rewards daily and also keeps angels away from your home?
She's so full of crap. They so hate dogs, Muslims do.
Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam warns us about the
dogs are the angels, you retard. Okay, a lot of stuff on here is funny to me, but this kind of actually pisses me off. There's a big push now, especially in the UK, for less dog-friendly spaces, less dogs. Why? Because the Muslim religion calls for it. They're uncomfortable with dogs. They're afraid of dogs. They treat dogs poorly. Well, guess what, pal? In America, we love dogs. I love dogs. Dogs are the best part of life, in my opinion. They are purely good creatures, naturally good creatures. The only thing in the world that is, to me, totally good, 100%. And if you don't like it, that's too bad. Adjust to our culture. We're not going to adjust to yours. If you want no dogs, stay in fucking Uzbekistan. I mean, they got no dogs there. They got no dogs. They got no electricity. They got no water. But they got no dogs. Fucking retard. Get out. We love dogs.
So right about that. And once they come in, they try to take over, is what they try to do in a country. Now, watch another thing that they're doing with slaves and stuff like that. Watch this. All right, this is the one where several guys raped her and murdered her and cut her up and put her in the swamp to try to cover her up.
দক্ষিণ চব্বিশ পরগনার বারুইপুরে ধপধপি ২ গ্রাম পঞ্চায়েতে সূর্যপুর হাট এলাকায় ১২ বছরের এক নাবালিকার রহস্য মৃত্যুকে কেন্দ্র করে তীব্র চাঞ্চল্যের সৃষ্টি
I can't remember where I got this from. I think they said like 38 men raped her repeatedly for 3 days before they cut her up and put her in there.
হয়েছে। পরিবারের অভিযোগ নাবালিকাকে ধর্ষণের পর শ্বাসরোধ করে খুন করা হয়েছে।
This happened in India, as I remember now. It happened in India, but it was Muslims that did it.
জানা গেছে শনিবার বিকেল প্রায় 4টে নাগাদ খাবার কিনতে বাড়ি থেকে বেরিয়েছিল নাবালিকা। তারপর থেকে সে নিখোঁজ হয়ে যায়। পরিবারের দাবি 4 জন অভিযুক্ত তাকে জোর করে তুলে নিয়ে যায়। দীর্ঘ খোঁজাখুঁজির পর বাড়ি থেকে কিছুটা দূরের একটি পুকুর থেকে উদ্ধার হয় নাবালিকার দেহ। ঘটনার খবর পেয়ে পুলিশ ঘটনাস্থলে পৌঁছে দেহ উদ্ধার করে তদন্ত শুরু করেছে। প্রাথমিকভাবে পুলিশের সন্দেহ নাবালিকাকে শ্বাসরোধ করে খুন করা হয়ে থাকতে পারে। দেহ ময়না তদন্তের জন্য পাঠানো হয়েছে। ময়না তদন্তের রিপোর্ট হাতে এলেই মৃত্যুর প্রকৃত কারণ এবং অন্য কোনো অপরাধ সংগঠিত হয়েছে কিনা তা আরো স্পষ্ট হবে। এদিকে এই ঘটনাকে কেন্দ্র করে রবিবার সকাল থেকেই উত্তপ্ত হয়ে ওঠে সূর্যপুর হাট এলাকা। ক্ষুব্ধ স্থানীয় বাসিন্দারা দেহ আটকে রেখে বিক্ষোভে সামিল হন। অভিযুক্তদের দ্রুত গ্রেফতার এবং কঠোর শাস্তির দাবিতে সরব হন তারা। ঘটনাকে ঘিরে এলাকায় উত্তেজনা থাকায় মোতায়েন করা হয়েছে পুলিশ বাহিনী। পুরো ঘটনার তদন্ত শুরু করে
I mean, India's right next door and they got millions of Muslims also in there, but they've just about had it.
বারুইপুর থানার পুলিশ
This whole belief that they can rape anyone that's not non-Muslim.
এর অগ্রগতির দিকেই এখন নজর সকলের।
টেনে টেনে এনেছে হ্যাঁ এই বাগান থেকে নিয়েছে
They were finding some of her parts, I guess, in the river. I'm sorry about the grossness of it, but I have to show it now and then, So, anyways. What's it? I guess I'll get back to a little humor. Sorry, a lot of that, actually. I've been playing.
Wow, I love Queerios! A new cereal from the Liberal government of Canada. Apparently there's prizes inside. Let's see! Tiny action figures that transition from boy to girl just like that. Thanks, Carney! Holy balls, look at this! It's a safe space tent that blows up instantly for when I'm scared of the world and need to cry. That scared me, and it's supposed to be my safe space. Oh, wow, a CD player. Let's see what's in here. What the? Oh, my God.
All new Querios, loaded with prizes from pride flags to hormones. Grab a box and be confused about who you are. Warning, may turn you into a liberal.
Yep. All right, now this has been going on in England where the police have been going after anyone that's fighting against the Muslims. Watch this.
Why aren't you beating me? I am a white man.
No, you are a woman.
I probably got 7 or 8 of that. This woman, there was a British woman, I guess, that went after the wrong people. So that's been happening a lot there, I guess.
What you got there, sir? It is part of my religion to conquer new lands. There's a good lad.
Oi, Whitey, what you got there? I have sworn to protect this land from invaders. Racist!
Yeah. A little bit more of Mitch McConnell humor.
Gonna do the 2-step, then cowboy boogie. Grab a sweetheart and spin out with him. Do the hold down and get into it. Take it to the left now and dip with it. Don't throw down, take a sip with it and lean.
My milkshake brings all the boys to the yard and they're like, it's better than yours, damn right. It's better than yours, I could teach you, but I have to charge. My milkshake brings all the boys to the yard and they're like,
enough time to get
better
both
than
these.
yours, damn right. It's
I think I do. All right. I'm gonna play both. A little bit more on Mitch McConnell.
Are you with Elaine Chell? No. Oh, are you family by any chance? We've been trying to get an update on the senator.
I have no idea.
Oh, okay.
I'm only watching the house, make sure everything's fine there.
Okay. Do you know where the wife is, the owner of the house? Okay.
They just give me a key, check the house. That's it. I check the
Okay. Do they give you any other instructions or not really?
Not really.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you. I appreciate it. Okay, everyone. So somebody came out of the house. I guess they're just there to, I don't know, make sure that the house is okay. So nobody's. So Nick with Fox is up ahead of me. We both walked down the street at the same time, like, oh my God, Nicholas is here. Anyways, so somebody just walked out of Senator McConnell's house, and I guess they're just here to check on the house. But let me show you something. This neighbor up here has a security camera, so I'm going to see if I can get the footage from the day of the event, but just thought I'd show you that. All right, more to come.
All right, here's one more clip about it. Someone else talking about this. I'm going to end with this one.
First of all, if you thought I was going to sit this one out, you are so really fucking mistaken. Cocaine Mitch is one of my favorite conspiracy theories. If you hadn't heard, I'm sure you have, but if you hadn't, okay, he was found unresponsive, I think is in his apartment. He's in the hospital. Catch up on chat. People were like, is he dead? Is he not dead? Like, what's going on? And then to quell the rumors, okay, he called the GOP members and was like, I'm very much alive. I'm in good spirit. I'm here. Lord. Good Lord. But listen, I'm old enough to remember old boy showed up to a press conference looking like he got the shit kicked out of him. Like the absolute shit rocked out of him. He was asked about it by reporters. He had nothing to say. He was like, there is no concerns about my health. Like my boy. And if I remember right, there was something going on. There was a vote that was going on. And I don't remember if it was like Amy Comey Bear. I don't remember, but it was big because I can remember we streamed it. And then it was like he showed up like the next day, like he voted one way, then he showed up the next day and just looked fucking rough. And then his sister-in-law in Texas in broad daylight got in her Tesla, drove backwards into a pond, couldn't get out, and then just drowned. That was significant because she was like the head of some big shipping company, and the shipping containers trafficking thing was a big talk of conversation at the time. She was also a full-fledged member of the CCP. That's his sister-in-law, because his wife is Chinese too, you know, his handlers. Just tell us, is he gonna like call in his vote by proxy for different things? Like, are we doing that again? We went through 4 years of all the Joe Bidens because of shit like this. Like, just tell us. We all know, just like we know Tyler Robinson killed. No, he didn't. I don't know who did or what did, but it wasn't that kid. But like the suspense is killing. Just tell us. Just tell us. We're all pretty much awake. Just tell us. Burn it down. Fuck it. Fuck it. As far as a life update, if you'd like to know, I haven't mowed in like a week and a half. My yard looks pretty gnarly. I did get out and weed eat yesterday. My yard looks pretty gnarly, and the reason for that is because it's been hotter than Satan's butthole in this place. Making French dips tonight for dinner. We've been cooking in the crock pot almost all week because it doesn't heat my kitchen up. I just put 2 rump roasts in the crock pot, and then I put some like onion soup mix with some au jus mix, and then about 3 cups of beef broth, and then they just needs to cook for about 8 hours. Put them on some hoagie rolls, a little Swissy cheesy cheese, toast it up a little bit. It's gonna be fucking phenomenal. Phenomenal. So good. I made some cookies the other day. They turned out all right. Coming into county fair season. So like there's far more people in this town than fucking should be, and it kind of drives me crazy. But also my treadmill broke. But shout out to Bowflex for quickly getting back to me and covering everything under a warranty and sending somebody out to fix it. But because it is broke, I have to walk outside, which isn't a huge deal, except it's hotter than Satan's butthole out. So there's that. But the good news is that when you walk outside, you burn more calories apparently because you're kind of going up and down off the curbs, and you have to watch where you're going. The downside is that I can't be on the treadmill and just put on my headphones and zone the fuck out for an hour and a half, like, because I don't have to worry about anything, cars or people. It's worked out pretty well. I've had to get up pretty early to go make it happen. And one thing that
she needs different glasses. They look ugly on her.
That I have noticed is I burn way more calories by walking outside than I do by walking on the treadmill. And I thought that was super interesting. So I might have to incorporate that into this, and I feel a lot better. That's it. That's all I got for today. I have a show tonight. If you want to come, we can talk about a little bit of everything. I got a new book. We can talk a little bit about that. We can talk a little about Cocaine Mitch. That's fine too, because we're one of my favorites. Okay, my favorite conspiracy theories, Cocaine Mitch. But then I've got some videos and stuff too that are just of some random different things that I found interesting throughout the week, and we'll just have a good time. We'll laugh a little, we'll cry a little, we'll hang out a little, and that's going to be 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. That is on Rumble or YouTube at Bandlands Media, or on X if you're here on. The link to that's in my bio. I love your faces. I'll see you later. Bye.
Okay, I'll be on tomorrow at 7 p.m. Eastern Time, okay? 7 p.m. Eastern tomorrow. My anniversary's tomorrow, so, okay? So I'm going to be doing dinner before I come home and go live.